There's just one problem when you're talking about why C++, and that's the other side of the question. Why not C++? It's all power, performance, control, it's popular, it's general purpose. Why isn't everybody using it? Well, you may have heard that it's hard. I gotta kind of disagree. Modern C++ is really not hard. What's probably got you nervous about C++ that someone else has told you or that you remember from a long time ago are things that really aren't in modern C++. So the first thing about modern C++ is using the standard library. The standard library has a string class in it. The standard library has great collections and smart pointers that take care of memory management. Like you do not have to delete memory that you allocated with new. And it has file I/O, screen I/O, and far too much to list. The same way if you've done .NET programming, it comes with a library of bits and pieces. You've done Java programming, it comes with a library of bits and pieces, and C++ comes with a library of bits and pieces called the standard library. This isn't something that you get around to later once you're good at it. This is something you do from the beginning, using these out-of-the-box capabilities for your string manipulations, for your collections, to spare you the trouble of memory management or pointer arithmetic or a lot of the stuff that people kind of get afraid of. Modern C++ is powerful, but it's still readable and it's not dangerous. Managing memory yourself, that's last century's C++. That is not what we're going to be doing. It's not what is expected of people who are writing ordinary C++ applications. A little bit different if you're writing a library. If you just want to write an application, you're not going to manage memory, and that means you're not going to get caught up in a lot of the dangers of managing your own memory, pointer arithmetic, those kinds of things. In fact, when I show modern C++ to people who know C# or to people who know Java, what they tend to say with a tremendous amount of surprise is, I can read that! And they're not expecting it. We've all heard the joke, or at least those of us who work in C++ have heard the joke, it's like a bunch of comic book characters swearing at each other. And we do have a lot of different pieces of punctuation in C++, and they serve purposes rather than just using dot for everything. But when you look at modern C++, you'll be able to read it if you know C# or Java. What's cool is how much faster it is. Let me just give you one example. Java and C# both have generics. The idea that you have a list of somethings or a queue of somethings. And C++ has them too. C++ has templates. Now, generics are resolved at runtime. That means every time your application runs, some number of cycles are going to be spent figuring out, what type do I use, what method do I call, what's going on here. Templates in C++ are resolved at compile time. That means those cycles are not spent at runtime. The application's just plain faster as a result. And those kind of advantages keep showing up when you're working in C++. That's why it's the first choice for speed of execution. So if it's readable, it's not complicated, it doesn't have to be hard, and it's just flat out faster, now you're starting to see why C++ is such a popular language.